Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about the Dan Andrews statue here at the Report from Tiger Mountain. Stick around and listen. You know it's going to be fun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there's going to be a statue of Dan Andrews. Apparently, it's dictated that if you're the Premier of Victoria for a certain amount of time, 300 days, 300 years, I'm not sure what it is, but whatever amount of time had passed, Daniel Andrews had achieved that. So if you have been in the job a certain amount of years, you get a statue. And there it is. And so we're going to get a Daniel Andrews statue somewhere in Melbourne. Now, you know, I actually support it, ladies and gentlemen. I support this. Obviously, I don't necessarily support Daniel Andrews. I don't. And I've had my issues with him over the years. I'm sure if you've watched this show, you know I had issues with how long he kept Melbourne in lockdown and all the stupid things he did. To be honest, now Jacinda Allen has taken over. I kind of miss Dan Andrews. I don't know why. I just kind of miss him. I actually think he was slightly better than Jacinda Allen, believe it or not. I don't know why, but, you know, anyway, he's had his problems with the bike boy. You know, he ran some poor kid over, or he was drunk, or his wife was drunk. We don't know the exact details, but we know something was going on there, don't we, ladies and gentlemen? But they're going to build a statue of him. And now, obviously, if they want this statue to remain graffiti-free, it's going to need to be behind barbed wire fence with a 24-hour security guy with machine guns on either side. That's the only way I think they're going to keep it from somebody daubing it with paint. The other thing they could do is a humorous thing that someone, I can't remember who it was, someone online suggested that, you know, it could be a public urinal and you could charge, say, $1 or $10 a pop just to go in there. People would line up probably for days just to have the chance to pee on Daniel Andrews. Now, that's a little bit disrespectful, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, Daniel Andrews has a family and all that. And, you know, I mean, I don't know where they're going to put it. You know what I mean? There's another funny cartoon which was like, you know, like the Indian driver who's going to deliver the statue. He's driving it under that bridge that was going to decapitate it under the in South Melbourne, that famous low bridge there on the way to Docklands. So there's lots of humour there, isn't there? I mean, look, I do hope it actually gets built because obviously I think it's going to be a laugh because someone's always going to be graffitiing it. Someone's always going to be doing something funny to it. And, you know, I think, why not? You know, I'm sure it's going to cost, I don't know how much it'll cost, maybe a couple $100,000 for a statue, maybe $1 million, but they waste money so insistently in Victoria. What's another $1 million down the drain on a statue? So let's build it. Let's check it out. I personally wouldn't touch it, and I certainly wouldn't advocate people touch it, but we know people are going to, and that's all there is to it.